Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Today, I will discuss the balancing demand and capacity. I am Jose J. Lotarte Jr., BSBE, Major Marketing Third Year student. So, let's start po. So, introduction. What is demand and capacity? It says first that demand is the quantity of a product or services that consumers are willing and able to purchase. And the capacity is the maximum output that an organization can produce within a given time frame. So, ah, ang demand po, siya po yung nagre-refer sa dami ng isang produkto or um, serbisyo na handang bilhin ng mga mamimili at a given price po, no? So while naman po the capacity is the maximum output na maaaring i-produce ng isang company within its available resources. For example po, yung bakery demand is the number of cakes customer. So, yung capacity niya po ay the number of cakes it can bake in a day po with its current oven and its top. So, another example po is during the holiday season, yung demand po for toys increases significantly, no? So, its capacity naman po is yung uh, factory po can produce uh, ng more than 1,000 toys per day. So, okay po, no? So, importance po, balancing demand and capacity ensures efficiency, operation maximum profit, and improves customer satisfaction. So next po is understanding demand. So we have here factors influencing demand. So number one po is market trends. So ang example niya po is technology changes. So market trends po, sabi po dito, no, popularity of eco-friendly products can increase demand for sustainable goods. So yun pong mga popular products or trending na mga produkto ay nakakapag-increase din po ng demand, no? So for example po, yung mga surge in electric vehicles interest has increased demand for electric cars. So number two is seasonality. Example is holiday shopping. So seasonality, no? Certain Oy! Certain times of years can dramatically impact demand, no? So for example po is ice cream demand peaks in summer months. So karaniwan yung ice cream, no, tumataas ang benta um, tuwing tag-init, 'di ba? Kaya tumataas yung demand niya pag summer. Okay? So number three is consumer behavior experiences. So consumer behavior, no? Example niya is preferences. So sabi diyan, no, yung mga viral na trends sa social media is pwedeng ding magpataas ng demand para sa isang bagong gadget, no? So and another one example is a rise in health consciousness can increase demand din po for organic products. So okay po. So we have her measuring demand. So it says here that statistical forecasting techniques. Example, moving average, regressions analysis, no? So Measuring demands po, statistical. Uh, Number one is forecasting demands, no? Dito po ginagamit ng mga retailers yung historical sales data to predict po holiday shopping trends. Mga ganun po, no? So, yun po. So, next po is understanding capacity. So, what is capacity, no? Sabi nga, the maximum level of output that a company can sustain, make product for product service, no? So, maximum capacity is the highest output a system to achieve, while effective capacity consider potential disruption. So, capacity defines potential maximum output within in a time frame, no? Then, for example, dyan yung bakery po, no? Nag-provide ng 500 loaves of um, bread per day. So, another example dyan is yung factory can produce 1,000 units a day at maximum capacity, but effective capacity niya, maybe 800 units due to maintenance needs. So next is factors affecting capacity. So number one is workforce skills and availability. So yung workforce skills, no, highly trained staff can increase production efficiency. So, doon nga example sa bakery, no, kapag yung mga baker ay magagaling at expert na sa pag-bake or paggagawa ng mga tinapay, no, mas mabilis po yung tawag to, yung oras ng production nila, no. So next is equipment and technology capabilities, no. Diyan po sa equipment and technology, no, advanced machinery can enhance production capacity, no. So for example, no, sa bakery nga, no, mas maganda kung they're going to investing in a mild capacity oven na maaring mag-increase pa ng daily output nila. So next is operational processes and efficiency, no? So streamlined processes lead to better capacity utilization. No? For example, nag-implementing lean manufacturing principle to reduce waste and increase throughout. So next is the importance of balancing. Number one, consequences of imbalance. So overcapacity, increased cost, waste resources, and potential financial losses. So overcapacity also can lead to excess inventory. For example po, yung mga clothing manufacturer po producing many winter's jackets, when demand drops po, and inspiring result in markdowns and losses. So number two is overcapacity. So overcapacity, lost sales, decreased customer satisfaction, and negative impact on market share. So overcapacity also limits revenue and hurts customer satisfaction. So example, a pizza restaurants po that doesn't have enough staff during the Super Bowl may turn away customers, losing sales. So number two is performance indicator or KPIs. So it says here that utilization rates, customer satisfaction, and inventory turnover ratios. So utilization rates measures the extent to which capacity is used. So, sa customer satisfaction naman po, higher scores typically indicate effective balance. Then, inventory turnover ratio naman po ay helps to assess how well inventory is managed in accordance with demand. Next po is strategies for balancing demand and capacity. So number one is sa demand management po. So sabi dyan, use pricing strategies to influence demand. So sa sa tawag to, sa pricing strategies po sa pricing strategy po ng demand, inaayon po nila yung mga presyo batay po sa pagbabago-bago ng demand. So halimbawa po yung mga tickets po sa mga airlines, madalas po na nagtataas ang presyo nila kapag po mataas yung demand na sa travel nila, no? So yun po yung pricing strategies nila. So number 2, implement promotion and discounts offers during peak time. So sa promotion and discounts po, encouraging purchases during slower periods. So sa mga hotels po, pwede po silang mag-alok or mag-aalok po sila ng mga discounts kapag sa panahon ng off-peak upang mas makaakit po pa po sila ng mga bisita. Yan po, no? So sa number 2 is capacity management. So capacity management na hire a flexible workforce, part-time, temporary. So, yun po, no? Sa flexible workforce po ng capacity management, no? They using part-time or seasonal employees during peak times. Yung mga retailer po na nag-hire po sila ng mga karagdagang tauhan para po sa mga holiday season. So next po is invest in advanced technology and equipment to improve production capacity. So sa investment po ng technology naman ng capacity management, they upgrading po the equipment to improve efficiency. So halimbawa po sa mga smartphone, excuse me, sa smartphone meron pong isang tagagawa or yung pong nagre-refer po ng mga smartphone na namumuhunan lang po sa mga automated assembly line para po mas mapataas pa yung production capacity. So, yun po. Next po is benefits of balancing capacity and demand. Excuse me. Number 1 po is improve customer satisfaction. So, kailangan po yung melting demand effectively ensures that customers po receive products and service when they use them, which enhances satisfaction. So number 2, increase operational efficiency. Balancing capacity with demand, seamless process, reducing waste and optimizing resource utilization. So number 3 po ay enhanced profitability. So, dyan po, effectively aligning demand with capacity, minimize cost and maximize sales and improving overall profitability. Next po is tools and techniques. So, meron po tayong technological solution. So, number 1 is software for demand forecasting. Example, SAP and Oracle. So, excuse me. So, sa demand over forecasting po, software tools, tawag dito, like SAP, Integrated Business Planning, assist in predicting future demand patterns. So, number 2, inventory management system. Example is NetSuite and TradeGecko. So, sa inventory management system po, solution like TradeGecko helps businesses ensure they have the right stock levels without over-investing. So, number 3 is analytical techniques. So, in analytical techniques, in simulation models, it allows companies to test different demands scenarios. So, sa company po ng mga toys, for example, gumagamit po sila ng mga tinatawag na simulation para po matukoy nila yung ideal production levels bago mag-holiday season. So, yun po. In number 2 is statistical analysis for trends in demand. Excuse me. So, dyan naman po, mula po doon sa mga fast years, ginagamitan po ito ng data to project po future demands. Next po is challenges and consideration. So, common challenges, no? Rapid and unpredictable challenges and consumer demand. So, sa common challenges po, nandito po yung mga rapid challenges, which is the market trends can shift quickly, making it difficult to predict demand accurately. So, di ba po, nung nakaraang may pandemya ng COVID-19 po, no, siya po yung halimbawa ng nagdulot ng biglaang pagbabago sa ugali ng mga mamimili o sa bisyo, no. Ang nangyari po, yung naging result dito, tumaas yung demand para po sa mga essential goods sa market. So, next po is constraints and adjusting production capacity quickly. So, dyan po, tawag ito, sa capacity constraints po, physical limitations can hinder the ability to scale operations. So, sa mga factory po, no, facing a supply chains disruptions, sa mga ganyan pong pangyayari, maaari po silang mahirapang makasabay sa demand sa demand po ng kahit pa po tumaas na yung mga order nila. So, yun nga po yung halimbawa ng capacity constraints. So, next po is consideration for implementing, no? Nakalagay dyan, assist cost effectively of strategies. So, assist, dyan po, assist it if if the benefits of implementing new strategies outweigh the cost. So, no, sinusuri nila yung Diyan yung mga benefits of implementing, no? So, next po is conduct a true risk analysis prior to implementing. So, dyan po, risk analysis po, it identify the potential risk associated with changing demands and capacity strategies. So, next po is conclusion, no? So, recap of key points. So, balancing demand and capacity is vital for operational efficiency and customer satisfaction. Number 2 is effective strategies include both demand management and capacity enhancement. So, yun po, no? Yun nga po, no, na napakahalaga po talaga ng effective balancing demand capacity para po sa pag-maintain ng operational efficiency at pag-i-enhance po ng customer satisfaction. So, utilizing strategies such as demand management and capacity enhance and profitability po. So, that's all po for my report, ma'am. Thank you and hope I explained it well. Thank you po.